Okay, alright, good morning everyone. Welcome to Third Space Pilates. My name is Janice, I'll be your instructor for today's Reformers beginners class. And before I begin, anyone is a first timer here today? No. Okay, and is anyone having any injuries, medical condition? Or is anyone even pregnant? No. Okay, that's great. Let us begin our class, alright? This is a full body workout. So let's get prepared. Let's begin with 2 red spring and 1 blue spring. Sit on your carriage, facing the front of the class. And then you can lay down on your carriage, head on the headrest, shoulder just below the shoulder block. Both feet can be on the footpad to start the class with. Footpad. Okay, we're going to start our class with few breathing. Place both palms on your ribs. You may close your eyes. Let's take a few moments to be present in this class, to be present with your body. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, you will feel your ribs expanding outwards. As you exhale, your ribs sinks into the carriage. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Try to empty out anything that is in your mind. Put it out of the class. Be present with your body for the next 45 minutes of the class. So try to remember your breathing here and follow the same breathing technique you have here for the next 45 minutes of the class. Notice your spine is being neutral now. Stay a neutral spine throughout the whole class as well. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. And last 1. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Let's bring your attention back to the class. You may open your eyes. Alright, let's put our palms next to our hips. Both palms next to our hips. So our spine right now is in a neutral position, right? So when it's neutral position, there's a gap below your lower spine with the carriage. So I just need you all to inhale here. Exhale, press your lower back down on the carriage. Imprint your spine down to the carriage. So there will be no gaps when you imprint. And then you relax back to your neutral spine. And then you back to your imprinting spine. Press your lower back to the carriage. And then you release to your neutral spine. And you imprint your spine again. Suck your stomach in and you imprint your spine down. And relax. Make sure you're not overarching your lower back when you relax. Neutral spine. Alright? Let's try for 3 more times. Exhale, imprint down your lower back to the carriage. Relax. Last 2. Imprint down. And relax. Last 1, imprint down and relax. Good. Alright, now both feet put it up on the foot bar. Heels touching the foot bar only. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Open up your feet to hip width distance apart. Yeah. Alright, palms next to your hips. planted on the carriage firmly. Alright? You just do a mini hip roll here. Alright? So inhale through your nose to prepare. Exhale, scoop your tailbone up and bring up your lower back just 1 inch. Good. And then bring it back down from your lower back and then tailbone to touch the carriage. Good. Inhale, exhale. Scoop your tailbone up. Good. And your lower back up 1 inch only and you come back down. From your lower back and then your tailbone to touch the carriage. Very nice. Let's do it at your own pace. Use your hamstring to make sure the carriage doesn't move. Your knees must always face towards the ceiling. Same direction with your toes. Do not open up your knees sideways. Do not close your knees inwards. Alright, this will engage on your glutes, on your hamstring, on your quads as well. This will help to warm up on your spine for your full hip rolls later. Last 2. Bring up and down. Last 1. Exhale up and all the way down. Good job. From here, let's extend both legs. Push your heels towards the foot bar. Push the carriage back. So your heels still remain on the foot bar. And push the carriage all the way back. Extend your legs. And then bend your knees to bring the carriage home. Good. And exhale. Push the carriage all the way back. Extend your legs. Do not lock your knees. Make sure it's still micro bend. Good. Inhale. Bend your knees to bring the carriage home. Very nice. Heels touches. Inhale. Exhale. Extend your legs. Do not lock. Do not jerk your knees. Have a little of micro bend on your knees. And then bend your knees, bring the carriage all the way home. Good. And do at your own pace. Do not lift up your tailbone. Engage your core. Try to imprint your spine down to the carriage. This will activate your core for our next workout. Inhale. Last 3. Exhale. Inhale. Try not to flare up your knees sideways. Knees pointing up to the ceiling at all times. Very nice. And last 1. Exhale all the way out. Good. Inhale. Bring the carriage in halfway only. Halfway. Bring in. Hold there. Hold there. And you pulse your legs. Pulse your legs up and down 1 inch only. Small movement. Small movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Push your carriage all the way out. Inhale all the way in. Good. Now, place the arch of your feet on the foot bar. Arch of your feet. So the middle part of your feet on the foot bar. On the foot bar, arch of your feet. Yep. Okay. Open to hip width distance apart. Good. Imprint your spine down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to extend your legs. Push the carriage all the way back. Do not lock your knees. Good. Inhale, bend your knees to bring the carriage all the way home. Very nice. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. carriage. Exhale, extend your legs. Inhale, bend your knees, bring the carriage home. Last two. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Hold there. Make sure your knees are facing towards the ceiling. Do not open up your knees. And we pulse our legs up and down 1 inch only. Small movement. Make sure your core is still engaged. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push the carriage out all the way. Good. I'm sure your quads are firing up. It's supposed to be that way. Bend your knees to bring the carriage all the way in. Very nice. Alright, put your little toes on the foot bar this time. And wear high heels. So lift your heels up. Very nice. Alright. Inhale to breathe back. Push your toes towards the foot bar to bring the carriage back. Good. Extend your legs and then bend your knees to bring the carriage home. You are still on your high heels. And exhale out. Inhale, bend your knees to bring the carriage. Good. Make sure your tailbone are still planted on your carriage. Do not lift up your tailbone. Do at your own pace. Exhale when you push your carriage out. Inhale when you bring your carriage in. Last two. Exhale. Inhale. On your high heels, everyone. Heels up. Exhale. Inhale. Halfway. Hold there. And we pulse our legs 1 inch up, 1 inch down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, push all the way out. Push your carriage all the way out. Extend your legs. Good. From here, now bring your heels down towards the mirror. Still legs straight, straight legs. Just push your heels towards the mirror. Heels push towards the mirror. Down, down. Heels towards the mirror. Yes. And then heels up. Wear high heels. Heels up. Good. And then heels down. And heels up. Good. Heels down. Heels up. Try to make the motion as big as you can to exercise on your ankle here. Try not to bend your knees. Good. Make sure your core is still engaged. Lower back is still imprinting on the carriage. For 3, 2, and last 1. Wear high heels, stay there. And bend your knees, bring the carriage all the way home. Very nice. You can drop your knees left and right to just relax your legs for a bit. Swing your leg left and right. Relax for a bit. Okay, the next one we're going to do is our hip roll. Okay, so just now we do mini hip roll. This time we're going to do a full hip rolls. Okay, so let's plant our feet heels on the foot bar. Open your feet to as wide as your hip distance apart. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Good. Palm next to your hips. Make sure you engage your core. Implant your lower back to the carriage. Alright? This one do as slowly as you can. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Alright? Inhale to prepare. Exhale to scoop your tailbone in and raise up your tailbone, followed by your lower back, mid back, and lastly your upper back. Good. When you're at your highest, make sure your ribs are not flared up. Close your rib cage. Navel, stomach, suck in towards your spine. And then you come down from your upper back, mid back, lower back, and lastly your tailbone. Good. Inhale, exhale, roll up, tailbone up, lower back up, mid back, upper back. Squeeze your glutes. Your glutes should be engaging here. Work on your hamstrings so that your carriage doesn't move. And then lower down your body from upper back, mid back, lower back, and lastly your tailbone down. Good. Let's do for 3 more times. Exhale, scoop up. Very good. You should feel the engagement of your hamstring, your quads, and your glutes. Inhale down. And up. Vertebrae by vertebrae from your tailbone, lower back, mid back, upper back. Rib cage close in, and do not arch your lower back. Suck your stomach in, pull your stomach towards the spine, and come down from your upper back, mid back, and your tailbone. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Alright, we're just going to do some pulsing on our hips. So bring your hips 1 inch low and push it back up. 1 inch low and push it back up. Good. Down and up. Engage on your hamstring. Do not move the carriage. Carriage doesn't move. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and last 1, and up and hold in your highest position here. Alright, last one. Alright, lift your right feet off the foot bar, bring it to a tabletop. Tabletop, good. And bring it back down. And you switch leg. Good. And bring it back down. Your hips doesn't move, only your leg is moving. And switch leg. Up. And down. And up. And down. Good. Last 5. And down. Last 4. And down. Last 3. Do not sway your hips side to side. Stabilize your hip joint. Good. Last 2. And down. Last 1. Up and down. And vertebrae by vertebrae. Drop your upper back down. Mid back down. Lower back down. And lastly your tailbone down. Drop your knees left and right again to release any tension you have. Very nice. Alright. So your lower body is very heated up already. Okay? We're going to heat up on our upper body this time. On our core and our arms. So come, let's change your spring to 1 red spring. Okay, then you can come back, lay back down on your carriage. Shoulder just below the shoulder bob. Good. Alright, this time both your legs up to a tabletop. Tabletop leg, that means your feet doesn't touch the foot bar. Tabletop legs, knees and hips are aligned, one straight line. Knees and ankle are one straight line. Toes pointing towards the mirror to engage the back of your leg. Point your leg. Yeah, point your toes. Good. Okay. Feet out. Yes. Okay, stop here. And then close your knees, close your ankle together. No gaps in between. Good. Alright. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale. Lift your head up and upper shoulders up to crunch. Gaze in between your thighs. Good. Inhale, release back down. Exhale, suck your stomach in, imprint your spine down. That's how you learned earlier. And release back down and up. Stabilize your lower back so you do not move when roll yourself up and down. And release back down. 4 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure you use your core to bring yourself up, not your neck. Okay? Exhale. Imagine there's an apple below your neck, in between your face and your neck. You do not squash the apple. Okay? There is gap there. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. 3. Exhale. 2. Inhale. 3. Last one. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. From here, extend your right leg, shoot out towards the mirror. Good. Bring back in to tabletop legs. Left leg, this time shoot out towards the mirror. Bring your left knee back into tabletop. Release back down. Your head and upper shoulders down. Good. Let's do 5 reps of this. Okay? Inhale to prepare. Hold on. Make sure your legs are still tabletop. Hips and knees are aligned. Knees and ankle are aligned. Point your toes to the mirror. Good. Imprint your spine down. Engage your core. Inhale. Exhale. Curl up. Let's go. Right feet. Point towards the mirror. Good. Bend back in. Left. Bend back in tabletop legs. And release back down. And come up. Exhale. Do not use your neck. Use your core. Right side. Extend. Bend your right knee in. Exhale. Left side. Bend back in. And release. Last 2. Stay strong. Inhale. Exhale. Curl up. And extend. Right. Bend back in. Extend left. Bend back in. And release your head and upper shoulders down. Last one. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Curl up. Extend. Out. And in. And out. And in. And release back down. Alright. You can shake it off for a while before we do our next few exercises. Okay, when you're ready, come back to a tabletop legs. Knees and hips aligned, knees, ankles are aligned. Toes pointing towards the front of the mirror to engage the back of your leg. Imprint your lower back down to the carriage. Good. This time, I don't need you to crunch. I just need you to bring your toes pointing towards the foot bar now. Just your right feet. And up. Okay? So naturally, when you do this, you will just bend your knees. I don't need that. I want you to move from your hip. Move from your hip. So yes, bring front and back to tabletop and switch side. Your knees are still bending, not extended. Alright? So just dip in and back. Dip in and back. Okay? Okay, this is extended. So you don't extend, you dip, dip, dip. Yes, dip. And come back. And then back to tabletop and switch side. Dip and bring it back to tabletop. Good. Dip and bring it back to tabletop and dip to bring it back to tabletop. This is moved from your hip joint. Okay, so make sure you move from your hip joint. Make sure it's back to tabletop legs. Do not bring your knees closer to your chest. Knees are aligned with your hips. Good. Last side on the right. Last stretch on the left. Very nice. Stay there. Extend your legs pointing up towards the mirror. Straight legs up towards the mirror. Both legs straight up towards the mirror. And lift it up towards the ceiling. Good. Down towards the mirror. And up towards the ceiling. Do not lift your tailbone up. And down towards the mirror. And up towards the ceiling. Good. Last 3. Down. And up. Make sure your core is engaged. Do not lift up your tailbone as well. Down. Imprint your lower back to the carriage. Up. Last 2. Down. And up. Last 1. Down. And up. Hold there. Last one, I promise. Last one. Then we get a rest. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Straight legs up towards the ceiling. Curl your body up. Touch your toes. Touch your toes. Yes. And then toss your body up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Good. Toss your body up and down. For 5, 4. Do not use your neck. Use your core. Last 2. And down. Toss your body for last 1. And all the way down. Relax. Relax. Okay. Core is heated up, I hope. Okay? Good. Arms. This time arms. Alright? Bring your arms behind. Hold the long straps behind you. Legs come back up to tabletop legs. So remember, knees and hips aligned, knees and ankles aligned, toes pointing towards the mirror. Good. Imprint your lower back down and hands rise up to the ceiling. Straight arms up, pointing up to the ceiling. Alright? So, and make sure your starting position, your wrist, elbow and shoulders are aligned, one straight line. So you have to push your palms towards the mirror slightly. Yes, just slightly. This is your dead bug position. This is your resting position. Okay, remember, yeah? Inhale through your nose to prepare. Exhale, palms push down to your carriage. 1 inch above the carriage and you hold there. Inhale, bring your hands back up, pointing up to the ceiling to your dead bug position. Good. Exhale, down. Imprint your lower back down on the carriage. Inhale, back, up. Very good. Exhale. Make sure you do not lock your wrist. Do not lock your wrist. And up. 3 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze your legs, no gaps between your legs. Last 2. Exhale. Do not use momentum as well. Inhale. Slow and controlled movement. Last 1. Exhale. And crunch up. Head up, upper shoulders up. Don't use your neck. Gaze in between your thighs. Extend both legs towards the mirror. Good. Bend back to tabletop legs. release back your head and arms back to your dead bug position. Very nice. Exhale, palms down next to your hips. Curl up, head up, upper shoulders up. Extend your legs towards the mirror in front. Back to tabletop legs. And release your head and hand to a dead bug. Good. Last 3. Exhale. Curl up and extend your legs. Good. Bend back in and release your arms and your head. Last 2. Make sure your lower back is imprinted on the carriage. Do not use your neck to curl up. Use your core. Squeeze your leg. Good. And last 1. Exhale. And curl up. Extend out your legs and we hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend back in tabletop legs and release your arm and head. Very good. Let's rest here for 5 seconds. We will have no more crunching. We will just move our arms the next round. Okay? Alright, come. Feet back to tabletop legs. Very nice. Extend your arms up to the ceiling. Make sure your wrist, elbow and shoulders are one straight line. Good. Inhale to prepare here. Exhale, push your palms towards the carriage. From here, open up your arms sideways to T-ups. Good. And close back your arms next to your hips. Very good. Extend out. T-ups. And close back your arms next to your hips. And open. Last 3. And close. Make sure your core is to engage. Lower back imprint down on the carriage. Last 2. Open up. And close. Last 1. Open up. And you close back in. And bring your arms back up to the ceiling. Bend your elbow to release the straps back to the holder. Okay, alright, our last one. Okay, to have a box, bring it up to the carriage. Change to just one green spring. One green spring. Blue spring, sorry, blue spring. Blue spring. Okay, we will do our plank series here. Okay, so facing towards the back of the class, so you can step down first on your reformers. Alright, both knees, place it on the carriage, toes on the foot pad. On the carriage, knees on the carriage. Yeah, toes on the foot pad. Come down, knees on the carriage. Yes, knees on the foot pad. Good. And forearm down on your box. Okay, alignment here. Make sure your shoulders and your elbow are aligned. Hip and your knees are aligned. Alright, so okay, come behind a bit. So for this plank series, one thing to take note is do not shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Shoulder relax. Okay? Alright, let's start with our first one. I just need you to just bring up your knees off the carriage 1 inch. Do not move the carriage. And then release your knees back down to the carriage. Good. Press your elbow down to the box and lift up your knees 1 inch only. And back down. And bring up your knees 1 inch only. And back down. Another 5 more. 5. Inhale down. 4. Up. And down. Make sure you do not arch your lower back. Suck in your stomach. Pull your stomach towards your spine. And up. And down. Relax your shoulders. Last 3. And down. Last 2. And release your knees down. And last 1. And we hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees back down to the carriage. Alright, we'll move on to a full plank. Okay? So inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift up your knees 1 inch. Push the carriage front. Good. Stay in your plank. Do not sink your stomach down. Bring your stomach up. Engage your core here. Relax your shoulders. Bend your knees to bring the carriage in. And you may drop your knees down to take a quick rest. And come back up 1 inch off. And push the carriage front. Good. Bend your knees to bring the carriage home. And drop your knees to take a quick rest. Very nice. Go at your own pace here. Do not arch your lower back. Suck in your stomach. Engage your core. Your side glutes should be working as well. Alright? Because you are straightening out your legs. Make sure you are at your plank, you stay there for 2 counts. Only then you bring your carriage, come back in. Let's do our last 5 reps together. Alright? So everyone come back to reset first. 5 reps together without dropping our knees. No resting in between. Okay? Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift up your knees 1 inch. Good. And push out all the way. Good. Do not sink your hips down. Bend your knees to bring back in. Do not drop your knees. This is 5. Go out. 4. Inhale. 3. Control movement. Inhale. 2. Inhale. Last 1. Exhale. Stay in your plank. Do not drop your hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees to bring the carriage all the way home. And you can rest here. Untuck your toes. Just lay down. Child pose. Okay, very nice. Last one, then we are going with our stretching. Okay? Come, bring yourself, come back up. Seated on the box facing towards the mirror. Very nice position here. Okay? Alright, bring your feet on the carriage. Not on the foot back, on the carriage. Open up your feet as slightly wider than your hip apart. Toes and knees pointing to the sideways. We are going to our eight position. Okay? Right. Okay. From here, I just need you all to engage your core. Lift your bum up from the box. Lift off the box. Good. Hands you can come front here. Chest lifted up. Shoulder relax. And sit back down. Good. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift your bum up just 1 inch. Good. And sit back down. Do it at your own pace for a few reps. When you're on your 8 position, you're actually working on your lower body, your hips, your ankle as well, and your core. Alright? Remember, neutral spine from your crown of your head to your tailbone. Do not arch, do not hunch. Neutral position on your spine. Chest lifted up. Good. Alright. Last 2. Up. And down. Last 1. Up. Hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit all the way back. Down. Alright. Last one. Alright, when you come up to your 8, and let's do a pulse on your squats. Alright, let's go. Last one. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, engage your core. Bring yourself up. And let's pulse 1 inch up, 1 inch down on your hips. Good. For 5, 4, 3, neutral spine, chest proud. 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Very nice. You close your lips. Okay, we are going with our cool down now. You can bring the box to one side, put it down on the floor. Alright, change to one yellow spring. Let's do some hamstring stretch, okay? So seated on your carriage facing forward. Straighten your both legs. Straight out. Do not push the carriage, just straighten out your legs. Fold your left leg. Good. Alright, for your left leg, sit up tall. Inhale here. Exhale, palms down on the foot bar. Push your palms against the foot bar and you drop your chest down. Stretch out on your right hamstring here. You can push as far as you can. You can fold down as much as you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, and let's switch side. Fold your left side. Now, try to have your heels to touch your glutes. Knees still pointing towards the front of the class. Do not open up your knees sideways. Okay. Palms on the foot bar. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Fold forward down. Push your arms against the foot bar. Feel your left side. Hamstring to stretch out. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way back in. Alright, come kneeling position on your carriage. We're going to end our last stretching with cat and cow pose. Alright, come kneeling position on your carriage. Palms on the foot pad. Okay, do not push the carriage up. Bring the carriage all the way home. Carriage all the way home. Yep. Okay, let's inhale, cat pose. Round your spine. Look in between your thighs. Exhale, shine your chest forward. Arch your back. Open up your chest. Good. And let's go cat pose. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Shine your chest forward. In. Come back to a neutral spine. And let's sit on the carriage. Cross leg position. We're going to end our class here with 3 deep breaths. Inhale, raise both arms up. Exhale, release your arms sideways and down. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale and we hold our breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all